Did you ever copy anybody's homework when you were a kid? You know, like when it was time for a quiz or a test, and you're sitting there filling out your paperwork, and you don't know the answer to a question, so you look over and you check to see what your partner or somebody sitting next to you to see what their answers are. Right? You over there like, okay, I'm gonna write down whatever they said. Usually you picked the smart person, right? I mean, if you were smart enough, you copied off of the smart person in class, right? You were looking around to see who's always passing, who does their homework, who gets A's, right? But some people unfortunately copied the dumb guy, the dumb person, who never did their homework, that was always getting D's and F's in school. So we have a whole population of society that unfortunately is those people, right? They copied the dumb person, and so they failed as well. Well, this is what's happening also in social media. So if you're seeing all these things on TikTok or Instagram, or even sadly enough here on YouTube or on X, which is Twitter, but X, of this misinformation, right? Maybe not purposeful, they think it's real, of that food is toxic, this is toxic, that they're using animal blood in your cake mix. Or this is a video that I saw the other day. There's a channel called I think it's the Food Science Babe. I'll have to look that up, but I'll put a link of her channel in here. Where she used to work in the food industry. She used to be the person she's a food scientist, where she has made food labels for companies. I think she talks about it was like a big popcorn company. So anyway, but she understands all this stuff, right? Because I don't understand it, you don't understand it, and for us to pretend that we do would just be showing that we're actually idiots as well. So, but what I'm trying to get at here is, and whether I'm an idiot or not is for you to decide, but what I'm trying to get to the point is that when you see all these videos that go viral on TikTok and YouTube, whether they're shorts or long-term video or long-run videos about food, and people just not having an understanding of things, where people talk about how this food was banned in the EU, or over in Europe they've banned this food, or they can't have this. Why here in America? And it's like, why are people making these videos? Why are these people in their kitchen saying stuff that they think is right, but is wrong? We all know they're wrong, right? I would hope that most of you have ever watched my channel before. I'm betting that you're smarter than most of these people, that you understand what's going on, that you're not falling for this, that these people in their minds think that what they're saying is right because they've copied it from somebody else. They saw another, TikTok person make a similar video. They said, hey, they got a zillion views. I'm going to make the exact same video and maybe I'll get 1 million views, right? Because it becomes a hot button item. The algorithm pushes these things on all these social media platforms. If this topic is trending, toxic food, toxic this, whatever, then yeah, your video will go viral. You'll get a lot of views, right? But if you talk about inconsequential things, kind of like what I do here, where I try to stay away from the hyperbole, definitely stay away from the politics. I'm not going to get 1 million views on something, right? But that's not my goal. My goal is to have a discussion. Is what we see happening on purpose, or is it just this is the way things are? Because I don't think that the algorithm is trained to look for lies and deception. It's just looking for, does this violate our terms of service or things like that for most algorithms. But I do wonder that if there's all these videos out there, whether, like I said, on TikTok or Instagram, and this is where most of these usual suspects are found, is those kind of places, that they're just parroting something that somebody else who's stupid said the exact same thing. They run around like it's the gospel, that there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is what it is. Yet the people that refute them, their videos almost get no views, where it is, somebody who's an authority on whatever that discussion is, like Layne. He's a health and fitness industry expert. And I get his degree, I guess, is in protein synthesis. So whenever he talks about, what proteins you need to eat for muscle growth and stuff like that, he's also a bodybuilder. Like, he has his own anecdotal evidence, but he also shows scientific evidence. He shows the research, the studies, the dates they were published, where they were published from. Was it a randomized human control trial, or was this done in lab rats? And he explains the difference. He gives you nuance. He adds context. Same thing with the food science babe, where these people are just making ridiculous claims about the most nonsensical things that most of us, I would assume, don't care about, or even it doesn't even cross our mind to think about some of the garbage that these people spew. Where, like I said, this one video that I saw that this lady posted the other day, and I'll put a link to it, where she was talking, she was refuting somebody making a claim that they were using animal blood in cake mix. And where this confusion probably came from, that this person heard from their Aunt Mabel somewhere down the line, that back in the 70s that there was a study done on whether this could be something that the food companies could use as an alternative. Like, they tried it and they had very little success and ended up not going forward with it, but they published the study anyway, right? So that's good. That's science. It's how things get done. There was another video where somebody was talking about how the canned food, was bad, and they were selling fake food. It was what it was. It was fake food because it was canned food. And I'm like, did this poor person not grow up on canned tuna fish? Where did we get canning from? This was a way to preserve food. Thank God we had these things. Thank God we had scientists to come up with this stuff years ago, so our food would last in the shelves in the pantry longer, and we could keep more money in our pocket. And a lot of this canning came from, well, how do we feed the troops? How do we feed the guys out there in the field? Well, we got to put their food in a can, right? We got to make sure it's tamper proof. It can, last against the heat, the cold, the elements, whatever. So if you go back to looking at like kind of where canning started, a lot of the stuff and a lot of the things that we have in food today came from like the wars, back in the old days, World War I, World War II, and way on before that. But you kind of get my point, right? If we didn't have science, if we didn't have technology, if we didn't have advancement, our bread would go bad within 3 hours after we bought it at the store. You'd have to cook everything immediately. You'd have to go to the store 13 times a day for the way that we eat here in America. But I start wondering, why are people making these videos? Who cares? And how are they getting this many views? It goes back to, who cares? Who's watching this? And then they're watching this, and then are they repeating it and perpetuating these myths, these urban legends, these lies? Because that's what they are. At the end of the day, it's all lies. If you are knowingly telling people something that's not true, then you're lying. There's Flav City Bobby, and there are tons and tons of videos of people calling him out in his own hypocrisy, where, if you don't know who that is, it's, I can't remember Bobby's last name, but his YouTube channel is Flav City Bobby, right? And he goes through grocery stores, sometimes with his daughter, just randomly grabbing stuff off the shelf saying, oh, this is not Bobby approved because this has sugar in it, and sugar is toxic for you, and it's cancer causing. And like, this guy, and he never has any studies or anything like that. He just says stuff, right? And I love how the food science babe says, hey, if there's something you don't like personally that you don't want to eat, fine, don't eat it. But don't go telling the rest of the world that it's toxic or causes cancer or whatever, right? We learned all this nonsense, especially during COVID. Everybody, was horse dewormer and ivermectin, and this, like, just stop. we're going backwards. We're going backwards as a society at this point, with the way that we think and talk about whether it's food or nutrition or medical health or whatever. I thought we all wanted to go forward. I thought we wanted to progress. But the only way to do that is to add context to what's going on here. And I think a lot of it is a money grab. People like Bobby, tell you not to drink this protein shake, but he sells his own protein powder. Anytime somebody's telling you not to buy something, but they have the exact same thing that they're selling, it's a scam. It's another way to separate you from your money. They sound like they know what they're talking about because they have such passion and conviction for what they're saying that they're almost like, preachers. And that's what they're kind of doing. They're proselytizing food. And why are you listening to these people? Why are you listening to the people who have no degree, no education at all in any of this stuff? I don't know why. I don't know why people hold on to what these people say as the gospel. That's it. Oh, red dye 40 is bad for you, it causes cancer. Who? Show me one family member, leave a comment and tell me that your Aunt Mabel died because she ate whatever food that had red dye 40. You can't. This is such nonsense, but it's fear mongering. It's to get you to not do something that you want to do so they can tell you what to do. I don't know. I don't understand how this becomes so viral. I don't know why these videos get all the views that they get. I don't know why they get all the comments of people praising them. If it wasn't for you telling the truth, oh my God, I don't know where I'd be. And be like, yeah, this person is lying to you and you're okay with them lying to you. You're calling it the truth. They're lying to you. They're liars. These people failed at being car salesmen. They failed at being real estate agents. They failed at being yoga instructors. I don't know. They're failures, but they have somehow figured out a way to monetize deceiving you, lying to you straight to your face. And you guys are all like, more, just give me more. So I don't know. And I say you, I mean, if you're watching this video, you're probably not one of those people, but you know these people. Show them these other channels if they haven't seen them. Show them the Food Science Babe. Show them some of these other people like Layne. And again, I'm not 100% big, huge fan of Layne. Again, I can't remember his last name, but like I said, I'll put links to these people's channels so you can check them out. He's smart when it comes to this stuff, but I come to find out when I was following him on Twitter, he's kind of an asshole troll over there. So I don't know. Now I'm kind of like, I just don't even watch any of his stuff anymore. I'm looking for one person, not somebody with two faces. So anyway, you tell me, is this something that you see? Is this something that you care about? At the end of the day, I really don't care because like I said, I'm hoping and praying because I have faith in all of you guys. I've said this before, in video after video after video, that I have faith in humanity. I have faith in you. If you're watching this and you watch my other videos, you know that that's how I feel about this. I don't have this, doom and gloom kind of mentality about things. So is it that the algorithm's doing it? Is it that these people are paying for all these views? They're paying for all their subscribers? Because when you look at some of these people, like I said, like Bobby, that have 5 million subscribers, and it's like, there's 360 million people in the United States, and 5 million of them are all subscribed to this guy who all he does is lie. And again, he's been called out and called out and called out from video after video, where if you just do a search here on YouTube for, Flav City Bobby, debunked or fraud or liar, you will get hundreds of results of people showing his own hypocrisy, where he's like, seed oils are evil and you should never use seed oil. And then the next video is him going, well, so we're cooking this and you got to use a little bit of this seed oil. Like, what are we doing? What are we even doing at this point? So do you not mind that these people are just complete hypocrites? That's okay with you? And if it is, good for you, right? I don't watch it. I stopped watching this stuff anymore. I got turned on to him years ago and he was talking about the evils of Carrageenan, and how it's an emulsifier and all these creamers. And it's like, yeah, I kind of understand food. Like, what you're talking about, I think is derived from seaweed. And again, like, where's your proof of that this ever caused cancer in anything, in lab rats and in house flies, whatever? Oh, you don't have any? So you're just on here talking. You're in a grocery store just randomly pointing out stuff like, oh, let's see here. This water bottle's got metal. It's made out of metal. Metal's been known to cause cancer. So never drink out of a metal water bottle. And then the next video you see me going, oh, hey, I love my new metal water bottle. Right? I hope you would be going, God, John, you're such a hypocritical asshole. That's how nonsensical these people are. And I keep wondering, again, sorry for my rant, let me get back onto the topic here, is why does it seem like the algorithm promotes those videos versus these people, like I said, who have a degree, who have an education, who have practical experience in doing whatever they're talking about. Yet those videos only get like 75 views, 100 views, 300 views. And like I said, when you look at this food science babe, you will see here on YouTube that are hardly any of her videos get like views. When I say a couple of hundred, hey, that's great, right? Just to get one views, you're pretty successful at that point, right? Unless it was you watching your own video. But they're not getting the hundreds of thousands to millions of views that these liars are getting, because that's literally what they are. If you want to become Instagram famous, if you want to be YouTube famous or whatever, all you have to do is search in any one of these, either Google or whatever, Bing, or even on YouTube, how to be popular, how to make your video go viral on YouTube. And you will find 50 to 100 morons telling you how to do it, right? They've never had a video hit 1 million, but they're telling you how to do it, right? Again, so like, they're liars. And their videos get promoted for some reason. So anyway, it's just become so nonsensical to like, what do we even, like I said, what are we even doing? I say this all the time. This is how far we've come as a civilization, as a society, that this is where we're at today. We just keep promoting more nonsense. I don't know. You tell me. Am I being hyperbolic? Am I clutching my pearls? I don't know. I'm just so sick of seeing it. So whenever I see these videos now, I make sure that I hold down the button and where it says, do not recommend this channel, do not recommend this video. Hey, you can even do that with me. If I show up in your recommendations, you don't like it, either if you're watching on your TV or on your phone, there's ways where you can click on there and say, don't ever show me this person again. And that's what I do. I've stopped, because that way, hopefully the algorithm will fix itself and see that, people are turning away from this stuff. So if you didn't know that, that's a way to do that. And I didn't know how to do that until I searched it. So if you're curious about that, search for yourself how to have the YouTube not recommend videos to you. And there's videos that show you how to do that. So you won't pollute your mind with all this crap. Like I said in other videos, if you just change your mindset. I don't watch TV that I don't like. I don't listen to music that I don't like. If a song comes on that I don't enjoy, I change the station rather than sitting there bitching about it. So anyway, I wanted to know what your thoughts are. I'm trying not to rant, trying not to bitch so much. Hopefully that's not how this is coming across. But I'm curious as to know, are you seeing the same thing? Or have you ever wondered this yourself of that, why am I getting showed this? Why is the algorithm telling me to watch these videos, yet it's not showing me the counterpoint? I would figure that after you watch one of these hyperbolic fear-mongering videos, that the algorithm might say, hey, but you also probably want to watch this. This is somebody who actually knows what they're talking about this and explaining that it's not as evil as it sounds like. So anyway, you can leave me a comment and tell me, or don't, whatever, it's up to you. But I'm just curious if you think that the algorithms, not just here, but algorithms everywhere are promoting nonsense just to keep us either fighting or stupid. I don't know. Either way, I think it's just making us dumber. All right, I'll see you next time.